Hey, what's going on, CoinOpTV subscribers? Robert, welcome here. In this video, I want to talk about C, episode 5, which is called Plastic on Apple TV Plus's new streaming platform. This video will contain spoilers. If you haven't watched my review of C episodes 1, 2, and 3, and then episode 4, I'll put links to those in the description below so you can check it out. Basically, this is the coolest show on Apple TV Plus so far. I mean, it's fantasy, it's sci-fi, it's drama, it's action, it's scenic, and I'm partially liking it, but I'm partially disliking it at the same time. I like all the stuff with Jason Mamoa and his tribe, but when it gets to the scenes with Queen Kane and what's going on with her is uninteresting to me. But, some interesting things happen with her in this episode, so we'll talk about that. I got my show notes on my iPad here. So let's discuss C episode 5, Plastic. So we find out what happened to their gear. The way episode 4 leaves us, their gear mysteriously disappears. And then we sort of find out what happens with that. There's this scavenger who has snuck in and gotten all their gear and their goodies. And they go track him down, and they find out that he's actually another disciple or son of Jorla Morel, and he's got the little eye tattoo on his chest there, and he can see, and I think his name is Boots. And then he sort of joins up with Jason Momoa's character Baba Voss and his little mini Alkini leftover tribesmen. I guess that means the total of 7 now. I think there were 6 on the boats, and now we've got 7. Lucky number 7. And hey, it's cool. We got another fighter. Dude who can see. Everybody's going to be uneasy because he's kind of new to the tribe, and he kind of has a nice little moment with the daughter and the twin daughter about, hey, do you think your mom can love somebody like me? And she's like, well, it's going to take some time. And, that was kind of a nice little scene that they had there. So it is funny, though. This Joe Morel dude, he's hardly in the show at all, but guys mentioned all the time. His little tribe markings and notes are all over the place, and his kids. He seems to have sex with every woman he meets and kids with every woman he meets. So the dude gets around. He's planting the seeds, and I guess his goal is like, hey, look, I can see, and if I get you impregnated, then your babies will be able to see also. I mean, hey, that's a move, right? That'll work on Tinder or OkCupid, right? I'll make your babies be able to see. All right, so getting back over to Queen Kane, we follow up what happened with her. She sort of destroyed the dam. I thought that was a little sudden and sort of weird. Kind of flips a few switches, dam shuts off, boom. I guess the whole dam explodes, knocking out people inside, and the city will kind of see what the survivors are, if any, left there. When I was watching this, I was thinking to myself, I was like, yeah, this is a good way to make a show cheaper. You just kill off like 1,000 people all in one scene and then get it more down to a smaller group of people and stuff like that. So maybe there's some budget restraints or something like that. But she leaves the city behind, runs off in a little carriage with the dog, her little aide, I don't know her name, and the guy steering the carriage there, and they kind of go on a little exploration to just get out of the city, and then they wind up being captured. A couple of shadows show up, and they kind of torment her a little bit, and then they capture her, bring her back to their little village. I didn't write down the village or the characters' names there. We'll see how long they're in, but she gets put into servitude, some sort of slave labor camp, and she's like, I'm the queen, don't mess with me. Well, she actually doesn't announce that she's the queen. Sorry, fake news there. She sort of announces that she's tired and hungry, and it's clear that she's royalty. I guess we'll sort of see if she actually reveals that she's Queen Kane. I mean, the dude there can touch her clothes and feels her hands and realizes that, hey, she's not somebody who's done a lot of blue-collar work. She's been, sheltered in her physical labor and stuff like that. Also, let me give a shout out to Kenny Rodriguez, who left a comment on one of my other videos and talking about some shadows and what's going on with the world with shadows. He said, hey, CoinOpTV, not sure if you caught that the girl left on the boat, Bo Lion, is the shadow from early in the season. And I didn't really put 2 and 2 together. I feel like the shadow lore, the shadow mythology can be a little confusing, because originally when we were introduced to the shadow a few episodes back, I thought, okay, well, they can see because the gal that was painted white and that was in the forest there was climbing on some logs and moving around right next to people, very close up. And I thought maybe this was some sort of mystical being because she was right in the hut Paris and Baba Voss, and nobody could sense her or smell her. I mean, I guess if they put the mud over them, that'll sort of, change it so they can't smell them as easy, but, they have the ability to move silently. They got some deadly ninja assassin skills going on there. So thank you, Kenny. I didn't put two and two together. So it's unclear whether or not she's still spying or she's just, hey, I am a part-time shadow and I like to keep this up. She actually does have a moment with the twin boy, Kofan, and she's kind of talking about this, like, hey, when you kept your secret about being able to see, but yet you're not really open and watching. And I thought that was a nice little scene there, nice little moment. She's like, I can't see, but I do have my eyes open to the world and I can spy on people. So we're finding out a little more of these shadows. The shadows, the most interesting thing about the show, I don't know. To me, Jason Mamoa and Baba Voss and him fighting blindly and, slicing people's throats, that seems to be the thing that's grabbing me the most. But, okay, so we do get some more lore, some more stuff going on. The witch finders magically appear and they show up at the end of the episode there. I mean, their trackers are insane. I don't know what's going on with their trackers, but I don't know how 17 years passed where they couldn't catch up with them when we had the montage kind of the twins getting older. 17 years or 10 years or whatever it was passed, they couldn't really catch up and find them. But now, boom, and one episode later, they're already catching up with them after going through the stream without any sort of clues or hints. They just magically appear. I thought that was a little weird and silly and kind of came out of nowhere. But we do get like a little mini fight scene in the forest, and then the twins' mom, Margra, she actually runs off. She leaves Paris and runs off and finds the witch hunter general and reveals that she's actually royalty herself, Queen Margra from the House of Kane, I think he sort of says. So is this Queen Kane's sister? Was Joe Morel two-timing Queen Kane and Queen Margra? And, a few years ago to 18, 20 years ago or something like that, hanging out. Is this all stemming from a three-way love triangle? Is this what the show's getting at? I don't know. I'm speculating here. But she's got the little ring on her finger with a little chime, and we're assuming that was in the bag the new scavenger god Boots took, and that's why it was very important and critical that she got it back. So I guess you could sort of see the importance of that. It'd be kind of like having a medallion, a king medallion, or crown, or a crest, or something to show who you are, reveal your true identity, and then they all kind of bow at the end there. And I guess this means the witch finders are no longer going to be hunting her. There's going to be an alliance. I guess we'll see what happens in the next episode. Pretty enjoyable episode overall, minus the stuff with Queen Kane. I don't know if it's just the actress, her lines, her overacting, her silliness, or what, but let's throw her in a slave labor camp. Let's have her make some silk and forget about her. I don't even care about her anymore. Let's stick around with Baba Voss and his journey to find Jor-El and his new tribe, and maybe some more kids that have popped out along the way. Maybe more people can see. It'll be interesting to see if and when we get to a point where more people in the show can see than are actually blind, and how that sort of, weighs in. Will Baba Voss and Jason Momoa's character be the only one who's still blind, and him and Paris are the only ones being led around by snaps and sound effects in their hands and twigs and stuff? So we'll see how that goes. So thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying these little recap fun videos for CoinOpTV. We'll check you guys out next time.